Buffis is accused of using a children's toy fund as his own personal piggy bank. Our Jennifer Mullen continues our coverage from Lee.
The former police chief of Lee, Joseph Buffis, was in federal court today and arraigned on some new charges. So how did he plead? I've got the indictment right here in my hand. Extortion, he pled not guilty. Money laundering, he pled not guilty. Wire fraud, he pled not guilty. And mail fraud, he pled not guilty. You have to have something to say. These are very serious charges. You're pleading not guilty. Talk to us.
I have no further comment.
Joseph Buffis was a 34-year veteran of the Lee Police Department and chief for nearly 2 years. For 4 years, he also managed the Edward J. Laliberte Toy Fund, a toy fund that police officials say was a success for more than 50 years. That's until Buffis took it over.
It's very disturbing. It was a toy fund for children.
Now Buffis is accused of pocketing more than $50,000, money that should have gone to families in need. And although the toy fund is tainted, it has since been revived, and the community tries to focus on its true purpose.
This fund was legitimate originally, and the police officer that started it was a very wonderful man. He used to make toys for the children, and then he started getting the donations.
Buffis is also accused of convincing the town of Lee to provide the police department with 4 iPhones, with the intent of giving those phones to his family, not his officers. We reached out to the U.S. Attorney's Office, and they tell us they continue to stand by last year's statement. In part, it says, actions like these threaten the credibility of our justice system, and we will not stand idly by and allow the trust of our communities to be violated. But Police Chief Jeffrey Ruza says the trust is still there.
No, I think the community as a whole is coming together. I don't think there's been any backlash at all towards the police department from the community. We'd like to have some conclusion, yes, at some point. It's been almost over 2 years now, so at some point we'll get a conclusion to it.
If convicted, Buffis could face up to 20 years in prison on each count, plus 5 years of supervised release and a $250,000 fine. In Springfield, Jennifer Mullen, CBS 6 News.
Well, President Obama now promising that justice will be served after Islamic militants executed a second U.S. journalist in 2 weeks. In his first public remarks since the beheading of Steven Sotloff, the president not mincing any words.
And those who make the mistake of harming Americans will learn that we will not forget and that our reach is long and that justice will be served.
Some lawmakers want President Obama to act now. While the U.S. already is hitting ISIS targets in Iraq, the administration is still working on plans for tackling the group's stronghold in Syria. The U.S. did pick up one international partner in the fight against ISIS Wednesday, the United Arab Emirates, announcing that it will work with the international community to fight the Sunni militant group.